Hello friends, today we have brought for you the story of the film Hidden Strike. If you like this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. In the capital city of Baghdad, Iraq, there is an oil refinery owned by the Chinese firm Unicorp. This refinery is constantly under attack by mercenaries. Therefore, the oil refinery company has entrusted the task of safely evacuating civilians from there to the green zone via the highway of death to Luo Feng, an ex-special forces soldier also known by the name Dragon for his work. Professor Cheng is briefing Luo about the refinery's layout and the people associated with it, telling him that they need to extract hundreds of people from there. Meanwhile, in another village facing a shortage of drinking water, Chris Van Horn, a former US Marine, is present. His brother, Henry, who works as a mercenary, has brought a bag of money, suggesting that these funds could be theirs in exchange for kidnapping some people from the highway of death. Chris, despite being a mercenary, sticks to his principles and refuses to participate in kidnapping, valuing his morals over the money. On the other hand, Luo is explaining the evacuation plan to his team, detailing how they will lead everyone from the death highway to the green zone and the type of buses they will use. He emphasizes the need to be prepared for any situation and ensure the safety of everyone. Professor Cheng is simultaneously shutting down all the systems of the refinery to prevent access once they leave. Meanwhile, Chris can be swayed through matters of the heart, and Owen Paddock, who pretends to be his friend, is ensnaring him in his trap. Owen is showing Chris how the village desperately needs water, and he wants to help. However, this requires heavy machinery to access the water beneath the oil-saturated land, and Chris doesn't have the money for it. In this plan, Henry is also involved, which Chris isn't aware of. Despite not wanting to, Chris agrees to accept Henry's kidnapping project, thinking it's the only way to get the funds he needs to help the village. As Luo's team sets out, Luo's daughter unexpectedly joins the team. She works as an assistant to Professor Cheng at the oil refinery, while Luo is happy to see him. Here, when everyone is passing through the highway of death in the bus, they understand why it's called the highway of death. Because here, every kind of death and destruction is visible. Cars destroyed in blasts for miles, people and the smoke rising from the blasts are the only things seen. As they're moving a little ahead, they notice two cars blocking the road in front of them. So, everyone is suggesting stopping there and moving those cars because that's the only way to clear the road and get out of there. But Luo isn't listening to anyone and is telling them to keep moving quietly because it's a trap, and they should do what happened with the other cars. So, he's accelerating and aiming to hit that car, and he starts overtaking the cars. Other cars have passed through the storm and reached a safe area, but one bus hasn't arrived yet, and they are waiting for it. But when the bus still doesn't arrive for a long time, Luo suggests to everyone to head towards the green zone and calls for a helicopter to search for the bus in that area. Is also worried and is coming with him, but Luo tried to stop her, but she didn't listen. Here, Luo sees the machine that's creating the storm, so he understands that this is planned so that they can be stopped, but who's behind all this is yet to be known. After searching for a while, a team member informs them that they can see the bus along with a description of how they took advantage of the storm, broke the windows of the bus, entered, and took Chang and the others. They seem like US mercenaries. Seeing all this, Luo doesn't think there's much time before they complete their work. He's requesting a helicopter for search and rescue, and they are attacking the area from the helicopter. Chris and Henry are appearing in their convoy, so they're attacking them continuously. The continuous bombing and machine gun fire are forcing them to take cover, where they're countering the helicopter in their own way. Meanwhile, Owen Paddock is trying to take Henry's life as he failed to kill Luo. On the other hand, Luo is reaching Chris, and he's asking him about Chang and the 5 civilians who were on the bus. Chris responds that until he gets paid for this job, he can't tell anything because he's doing this for the welfare of the villagers. Before they can continue their argument, a child arrives there, calming both of them down. Luo is searching for Chang and the others in the village, and he reaches a place where Chris was earlier. They appeared to be US-sent mercenaries. Amidst all these discussions, Luo is realizing that he might have attacked the only bus where the head of the refinery, Chang, was. He wants to obtain refinery details from her, so they've taken her along. Now, without wasting time, he's searching for them and seeking the help of a helicopter that's searching the area. Soon, Chris and Henry's convoy comes into sight, so he's continuously attacking them. The continuous bombing and machine gun fire are forcing them to take cover, where they're countering the helicopter in their own way. Seeing the extensive security of this convoy and the subsequent attacks, Chris is very sad that he supported such a person. But even now, he cares about the villagers, so he says that the villagers are also a part of this. You said you needed money in exchange for fixing their well. I will now fix that well for them, and they will have water again. So, give me the money for my work. However, Owen Paddock is telling him that he will give him money once the work of obtaining access to the refinery is completed. Hence, Chris is requesting Henry to wait until the work there is done and then bring the money. Henry is apologizing for his lies, but Chris is so angry that he doesn't want to hear anything from him, as his brother had lied to him. While leaving from there, Owen Paddock is trying to take Henry's life, as he has failed to kill Luo. Meanwhile, Luo is searching for Chris, and he has reached him, asking him about Chang and the five. They both start fighting as soon as they see each other, as Chris suspects that Luo killed Henry, and Luo believes that whatever is happening with the bus and the refinery, Chris is involved. However, in the next moment, they both realize that Owen Paddock is behind all of this, as Luo tries to protect a dead body from getting hurt, and Chris contemplates how Owen Paddock's attack on the village will harm their land. They are preparing to confront him together. They reach Chris's house, where all the village children are gathered, playing with Chris. On the other hand, Owen Paddock is demanding refinery details and access codes from Chang, and upon her refusal, he's toying with the life of a civilian who is with them. Next, it's the turn of Chang's son, so she is forced to reveal that her bag, containing all the details, is with her assistant. Chris and Luo arrive where they're clashing with everyone. Amidst intense action, they manage to enter the refinery. Luo is trying to stop everyone inside, while Chris is chasing Owen Paddock to prevent him from leaving the refinery, and is also supporting Chris. Amid the fighting, Luo succeeds in killing everyone, but the process of oil transfer cannot be stopped anymore because the control panel for all access is not with Chang anymore. The only option left for them is to stop the ship carrying the oil. So, they all are trying to catch up with Owen Paddock's group and reach the ship. On the way, Chris's car meets with an accident while chasing them. Simultaneously, Luo and Chris, with the help of their Desert Storm machine, are pursuing Owen Paddock's car at high speed and continuously hitting it. Finally, after a great effort, they manage to make Owen Paddock's car fall off a cliff and crash. However, in all this chaos, they themselves are on the verge of falling into the abyss. Button's father's wallet, which Chris is holding close to him, and his family picture remind them of their responsibilities. They reconcile, resolving their grievances, and hug each other. As Chris is hanging down, Luo pulls him up, and together they attack the ship, disrupting the oil transfer process. Afterward, in the final scene, it's shown how Chris is arranging water for the village people, with Luo supporting him. Now, he wants to accompany Luo on his missions. With this, the film concludes here.